There are many different versions of the traditional grip. Just like there are more than one ways to skin a cat, so to say, there are more than one ways to execute a form of traditional grip. I'm going to describe the form that we are using at West Springfield. So if you're taking private lessons from someone who's taught you traditional grip, or you've seen another YouTube video or something, we're not saying that they are wrong, we're just saying that's not the way that we're doing it here. So the right hand in our traditional grip is going to be back or middle of the hand, kind of pinch point. The front of the hand will be fairly relaxed. What we want to see is the thumb stay on the side of the stick. So we don't want to see it come down like this. It needs to stay on the side. And the index finger should be curved and eventually just end up pointing down to the ground. So there should also be a little bit of space in between the thumb and the index finger, and some space in between the index finger and the middle finger. In my hand, these spaces are the same. However, with different hand sizes and finger lengths, it might need to be a little bit different. But if you're shooting for the same amount of space, you're probably somewhat in the ballpark of what we're looking for. So we never want to see any pinkies flying off of the stick or ring fingers. If anything, those are where your fulcrum point needs to be, right? If you need to pinch in the front for anything, you can still pinch with your index and thumb in this position. You don't need to bring your index finger down to your other fingers or pinch really hard. You simply just put pressure in between your index and your thumb. So that's a brief description of the right hand. The left hand, most important aspect is this connection up here with the index and the thumb. So you'll put the stick, generally come up about 3 or 4 inches from the butt, put the stick in this cradle formed by the thumb and the index finger, curve the index finger around, and put the thumb on top. This connection should never come undone when you're playing. So if you're playing higher notes, don't open this up and just pinch here. In order to get the stick to come back, you should just turn your wrist farther and lift your arm higher. So this connection, very important. What we don't want to see is a thumb that's very open and pointed down like this way, and we don't want to see it so intense on here that the top of the thumb is pointed up. The thumb should just be comfortably, on top of the index finger. Not like that, not like that. Just sitting there. The middle finger is just going to be nice and relaxed. It's not going to be straight, and it's not going to come over next to the index finger. It's just going to be kind of somewhere in between, resting on top of the stick, not impeding any of the motion. If you're impeding motion, you just need to relax it a little more and maybe bring it a little farther out. The bottom 2 fingers should be thought of as one finger. Your index, your pinky finger should support your ring finger. They should look like they are just one finger together, a big finger. And more or less, the grip from the front should look like you're just holding a ball. So that might mean to some of you that you might bring these bottom 2 fingers out a little bit. They should not be straight, but they should not be condensed in either. It should look such that it's a very curved, natural looking position, with no weird tension or straightness at any one point in the grip.